Welcome to the latest ZOTAC video podcast. Today we will take a look at our new GeForce GTX 580 graphics card. The ZOTAC GeForce GTX 580 is the world's fastest DirectX 11 graphics card and unlocks the full potential of NVIDIA's Fermi architecture with 512 unified shaders paired to 1.5 gigs of video memory. In addition to the added graphics processing power, the ZOTAC GeForce GTX 580 manages to improve energy efficiency over the previous generation. However, the GTX 580 still requires 6-pin and 8-pin power connectors. The ZOTAC GeForce GTX 580 is identical in size to the previous generation GTX 480. However, the GTX 580 has a new heatsink design that features a vapor chamber for better cooling performance. The ZOTAC GeForce GTX 580 is SLI ready. Up to 3 GTX 580s can combine to deliver greater performance and enable NVIDIA 3D Vision surround technology for stereoscopic triple monitor gaming. The GTX 580 can drive 2 simultaneous displays from a combination of DVI, HDMI, and VGA connections. But a second GTX 580 must be installed to enable NVIDIA surround technology for triple monitor gaming. To demonstrate the performance capabilities of the ZOTAC GeForce GTX 580, we will install it in our high-end test system and run a couple benchmarks, including Tom Clancy's Hawks 2, Mafia 2, Just Cause 2, and Metro 2033. Tom Clancy's Hawks 2 launches later this month, but an early benchmark was released. The game uses a lot of hardware tessellation and looks stunning on the GTX 580. You can expect around 172 frames per second at 1080p with maxed out quality settings with our GTX 580. Mafia 2 is a good demonstration of NVIDIA physics technology. The GTX 580 gets around 41 frames per second in the built-in worst-case scenario benchmark at 1080p with AA-enabled 16x AF and a high physics setting. Just Cause 2 is a fun DX11 title that features bokeh filters and GPU water simulation only available with Fermi GPUs and the GTX 580. You can expect around 60 frames per second in Just Cause 2 at 1080p with 4x AA, 16x AF, and maximum details. Metro 2033 is one of the most visually demanding titles available. The game incorporates physics and DX11 features for stunning visuals. You can expect around 30 frames per second in the game at 1080p with 4x AA, 16x AF, PhysX, and maximum quality settings. And that concludes this ZOTAC video podcast on our ZOTAC GeForce GTX 580. Thank you for joining us.